Well, I think there's some good things there. You know, obviously some concessions on dairy, which are important. I think on the autos, initially, I think probably a good thing. The long-run question is, can you continue to build cheaper small autos in the U.S., given the higher requirements that the law puts, the agreement puts in place?
You mean the rules of origin requirements, or?
Yeah, the place of origin requirements. I think the other issue is going to be politically. What happens with this agreement in all the different legislatures, right? Can it get through Canada, Mexico, the U.S. Congress? There's some stuff in there for Democrats to like. There are actually higher labor standards, higher environmental standards. So there's reasons to believe Democrats might actually think this is a good thing. But the politics are so toxic right now. Even if they look at an agreement, they think maybe
we heard if there
there
wasn't going to be an agreement that it was going to be disastrous for the U.S. supply chain, and that you had labor unions and business leaders lining up to say this can't happen.
Right.
We thought that that would be a reason that a bilateral deal just between the U.S. and Mexico might not make it through. Doesn't this look at something and say, okay, here's a little something where everybody can save some face and try and keep this in place?
And I think that was the entire goal here. And in fact, I think because the expectations were pretty low coming into this, the fact that they were able to reach some measure of agreement is a positive. The reality is this was always, I think, going to be the easier negotiation compared to whether it was Europe or certainly with China. I mean, China's still lingering out there, the big question of what's going to happen there.
The lead story in Drudge today, I don't know if you look at it or not.
Occasionally.
Okay. $1 trillion in debt. In fiscal year 2018, just announced by the Treasury, the federal debt increased $1,271,158,167,126.72. Do they really know that to the decimal point? Apparently they do. Anyway, Hoover Institution, that right there should get your attention.
Well, we care. I don't know if anybody else in the country or Washington.
So what it is going to, is it, given that we may get 3% growth, is it at least a little more palatable?
I don't know if it's palatable, but I guess there is a pathway there potentially to say, look, if the economy continues to grow quickly and grow well, then potentially we could see numbers that are not over $1 trillion. The challenge is there's no appetite in Washington to curb spending on the things that matter. There's no appetite for long-run entitlement reform, Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. There's no appetite for any of that. So until you start to address some of those fundamental drivers, you're going to see big numbers. It doesn't matter how much we grow, I think, fundamentally.